see if it's starting. Hello. Good afternoon. Let me set this. Okay. Hi everybody. Good afternoon. This is Kenya Rockman, the author and founder of the Child Support Hustle. And I wanted to come on live really quick. I'm not going to keep you long. I hope everybody's doing well. Hello from Massachusetts. Holyoke, is that right? Hi, Ted. Let's see if we can get some other people. Oh, if you can, please share this live. I'd really appreciate it. People say, you never say to share it. You have to say it. Hello from Texas. I'm in Texas, too. What part? So I'm going to say that right away. Please share and like. Share and like. Hope everybody's doing well. We got a lot of crazy stuff going on. I hope everybody's ready to protest. Hi, Kevin. Is that how you pronounce your name? Kevin? Hey, how are you? Okay. Now, if you're just tuning in with me, please understand I'm not real savvy with how to work all this stuff. So I know people sometimes say, bring me on live and stuff like that. I don't know how. So it's not that I'm ignoring you or dissing you. I just don't know how to do it. And once I figure it out, then I will bring you on. I want to apologize first of all, because if you've been trying to go to our website, you notice that it's been down, and it's been down for a while. We were hacked last month, and it's been hell trying to get it back up. We finally had it restored and moved to a more secure location, and somehow it got hacked again. So we're in the process of getting that more secure, putting it on a more secure server and all that kind of stuff. The good part is I'm finding out a lot about websites and all that good stuff. So if you go there and you don't see our site or it's down and everything like that, I want to apologize. Just, people don't like the truth and they don't like what we're doing. So they infiltrate and try to take us out the game. But we are here, and the next step, we put the information out here, and we thank you all for your support and coming in and sharing the information and everything that you all do. And our next step is to take it to the street. We have a lot of people that say, when are we going to get from behind the keyboards and, just complaining? When are we going to start marching? When are we going to start protesting? And we're saying the time is right now. Right now. I just prepared a little guide for anybody that's interested. We need organizers in your state. The date that we want to protest, and we want this to be nationwide. I know this is short notice because August is Child Support Awareness Month. So we want our protest to take effect, and we want everybody out on August the 17th. The reason that is because Washington, D.C., their child support agency, recognizes the third week as Parents Week. And what they do is, during that week, the staff will offer several services to parents who collect child support as well as those who owe child support. So we're looking at the target date of August the 17th. And we want volunteers to organize in your particular city, state, however you want to do it. We need as many volunteers as we can get. And when you lead these protests, marches, whichever you want to call them, of course we want them peaceful. I just want to go through a couple of steps, if you will, on if you choose to organize and join the Child Support Hustle Reform Child Support Now movement in doing this. We want everything to be uniform. So there's a couple of steps. I have 9. So this is going to be real brief, and how we can do this. And hopefully we can get everybody together, other organizations, and we can make this really impactful. Okay, so I thank everybody for joining me. And like I said, please share. Hey, AJ from Connecticut. Hi from Kansas. Cambrian? Hey, Pennsylvania, what's up? I love Pennsylvania. Kevin, okay. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Florida. Okay, so I'm going to start off right away with the volunteers. And if you want to volunteer and if you're going to do this and start protesting, the one thing that I think is critical, and this is just not me, I've looked up a lot of this stuff, so it's not coming from me. This is people that have organize protests. But one of the most critical things is that we stay on message. Now, there's a lot of protests, counter protests. There's all kinds of stuff going on right now. So with this environment, it's going to be real easy once we go out there and talk about child support reform, family court reform, shared parenting, 50-50, no child support, that other topics, other protests come into play because there's so much going on. We want to make sure when we are protesting that we stay on message about child support, and that's it. Shared parenting, that's it. Hey, South Carolina. If not, we're going to get lost in the sauce, and we're going to have to start all the way over again because they already don't want to hear anything about child support reform, anything about shared parenting, anything about reforming, abolishing, defunding the child support system. And we know why. There's too much money involved. They would rather get away with treating non-custodial parents like second-class citizens, as they have been doing for decades. This is our time to make it stop. Okay, so we have to stay on message as we develop all this develop into our protests. We're going to have people come in and start talking about other stuff, and we're going to just shut them down immediately. We're not going to get into all the other. There's other pages. There's other platforms that anybody that has anything to say about other issues besides family court reform, that they can go and join. This is for child support reform, family court reform only. Okay. We want to determine our main complaints, and I made a few, and I want all of us to be proactive in this. You know, if I miss something or my team misses something and you think it's critical, then share it. Let us know, and then we can add it to our agenda as we go along. This is a work in progress. Yes, we've held rallies in the past, but those were individual. This is something that we want to do nationwide, and we want to join all of us together. It's not going to be easy, but I know that it's doable. We see it all the time. So this is our time to come together and do it. Hey, Kentucky. Hey, Houston. You know, I love Houston. So here's some short-term complaints that I have that we can focus on during the march, maybe with our signs and things like that. The abolishment of debtor prisons. Canceling child support collections and enforcements during this pandemic. As some of you know, I posted, they had started arresting folks again for failure to pay child support on these contempt charges. Even though just 2 months ago they were releasing people that allegedly owe child support debt. They were releasing them because they're nonviolent crimes. But here they are rearresting. So that's a huge problem. We have got to get them to stop that by any means. It sure shouldn't cost thousands of dollars. That's ridiculous. It's really a free service, Jason. Okay, so we want them to halt all collections and enforcements during the pandemic. We want the modification, okay, Lisa, we want the modification applications expedited when at all possible. And while that process is going through, we want the collections to stop, and we want the accumulation of the debt to stop. Everything just stops, just like it stopped with the rent, just like it stopped with student loans. Everything stopped except for child support. Yes, it does discriminate. You are so right, Adrian. We want to make sure that shared parenting agreements and things like that are enforced during the pandemic, not ignored. That has been happening. We see it all the time. The custodial parent doesn't want to honor the shared parenting or joint custody agreement because of the COVID. Well, the non-custodial parent is an equal parent as well. As long as they're doing all the safety precautions and everything like that, they have every right to their child. So that's something, 3 of the short-term goals. I'm sure we have tons that we can add to the list, but we want to keep it short, concise, and to the point. We want to hit hard so that when we get people's attention, they know exactly what we're talking about, and then they can dig deeper into what our whole mission is. Okay. Hey, Chuck, how are you? Okay, long-term goals. Of course, repealing the Bradley Amendment. It has got to go. So that's number one. And of course, long term is abolishing the debtor prisons. I've written a bill, presented it here in Texas. Of course, it wasn't introduced, but they listened to it. They knew, these states know that debtor prisons are illegal. They should already be doing it, but it's up to us when we protest to make sure that they follow through with that and follow the guidelines, and not even the guidelines, the law, the Supreme Court law that says that debtor prisons are not to be used. Okay, so we want to immediately defund child support. Now again, these are long-term goals. Defunding child support as it is unconstitutional and illegal. We want 50-50 shared parenting with zero child support in every case, unless there are special circumstances. And that every case should be every case should be decided on a case-by-case basis anyway. We all know that no two families are the same, no two situations are the same. So to put everybody in the same situation and expect everybody to be able to live by that is ridiculous, and that's why it's so broken. But it was designed like this. It didn't become this. It was designed like this just to make money. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do what I don't know how to do, and that's multitask with the screen. So sorry, guys. Okay, so in all Title 4D cases, which are welfare cases, as you know, as it stands now, if a custodial parent receives any kind of welfare, especially TANF and Medicaid, some states, food stamps, child care, depends on the state, they have to sign their rights over to to the government if they collect any child support. If in those cases that the custodial parent has to sign their rights over, we want that 100% of any child support collected go to that family. These are vulnerable families anyway. There's no reason for child support, the government, to take any money from child support paid, as it's already paid for taxpayer money. Okay, so they're basically getting paid twice, from taxpayers and then from the child support money. And then if they make the parent work, they're getting free labor. So I'm sorry to hear that, Frank. Yes, child support enforcement causes homelessness. So if the person is on public assistance, the custodial parent, and the pass-through in that state is that they don't get any child support collected because of these benefits. It's not a grant. It's not a loan. It's a grant. We want that pass-through to be 100% to the children, because they always say the system is in the best interest of the children, and yet they keep the child support money. Make that make sense. Okay. So those are some of the long-term goals. I start getting emotional a little bit when I talk about it, because it's so frustrating. But this is our time to take it to the street. We've been talking about it. Now it's time to do it. This is an opportune time. Love you back, Carlos. Okay, Alabama, we're going to be looking for you. Okay, so in doing your protest, we want to determine target locations. I don't know, am I too loud? I get so excited. Can somebody tell me in the comments? If I am, I'm going to scale it back a little bit. Okay, so one of the things we want to do, if you're leading the march or you're organizing, is you want to determine a location. Now, August 17th is on a Monday. So we want it to where these people are at work. We don't want to do it on a weekend. So you want to look at child support enforcement agencies, the state building, the Capitol building. Okay, thanks, Brandon. Legislative places where where the people we're trying to reach, where they work. So you want to find a location where you'll get the most traffic. Next, you want to contact media sources. You want to spread the word about the protest and let them know we're going to be out there. This is why we're out there. This is what we want. This is what we demand, and we're not going anywhere. There's a whole bunch of us all over the place, and we're not going anywhere. So you want to let the media know. And one thing I can't stress enough, I'm sorry, let me get some water real quick. Thank you. Is that when you contact the media, and this is going to tie into, I might as well add these two together. Media and political representatives. We want to be as professional as possible. Now, it's very easy in this environment, especially, to bring in our personal feelings because this is a personal issue. So we want to refrain from that when we're talking to the media about this protest and what the demands are, and not go into what our personal situation is, because it kind of takes away, and it takes away from the mission as a whole. It's not that your story and your situation is not important. It's just they're going to look at, these legislators and the media are going to look at specifics. Okay, what about the Bradley Amendment needs to be repealed? What about debtor prisons? They're not going to look at the fact that you've been arrested. You in particular have been arrested 2 times. They're going to look at debtor prisons are illegal, and here's why. So when you contact these people, you want to have, your information, why you're marching, who you're marching with. Plenty of traffic in Atlanta. Oh, Atlanta, we need Atlanta for real. So these are some of the guidelines that you want to go by when you're contacting these people. The target date is August 17th, 2020. That's a Monday. Next month is Child Support Awareness Month. So we want to contact the media outlets, local, national, all that. As well as the politicians. Maybe you can get a politician to come out to your particular state or your particular venue because they feel strongly about shared parenting, or they feel strongly about child support reform, but they don't know where to start. A lot of these politicians don't really know what's going on because they haven't been personally involved in the child support system, so they don't know. So it's up to us, because we know. It's up to us to inform them and educate them about what's going on. Okay. Next, if there's any organizations that you feel would be good and like-minded, like our organization, some of y'all have been with us since the beginning, 2013, so you know what we're about. So if you see some people and say, another organization, hey, you guys want to protest on August 17th with the child support hustle, it's going to be great, and the more the merrier. And so share the information, share the agenda, and the more that we can get, the better. Like we want as many people out there as we can possibly get. So yeah. Oh, this is super important. If you decide to lead a protest, yes, mark your calendars, definitely. If you decide to lead a protest, and we hope that you will, we're on borrowed time as it is. We should have start planning this yesterday or 2 weeks ago. So time is limited. So if you decide to lead, and I hope you do, and you can't, like I said, go to the website. It's been infiltrated, so you can't go there and volunteer. So you're going to have to email me, cshustle1@gmail.com. If you are going to lead a march, you want to contact your local police department and find out what the regs are, what criteria it is that you need. Is it different to have a march versus a stand-in protest? Do you need different? Is there any paperwork that you need to fill out? So, because we don't want anybody going to jail. We don't want them showing up and running 50s on nobody and taking people to jail. That's what we want, a peaceful protest. Okay, I want everybody to be safe, and we want, again, to get our point across. But we have to make sure that we follow the guidelines so that everybody, like I said, we want to make sure that our voices are heard, but we're also following the law so that nobody ends up behind bars. Okay? We're going to create a flyer with more details on this. Turn your notifications, if you haven't already, to the Child Support Hustle. So when we go live, you get the notifications, and we'll be discussing, the upcoming event. Again, August 17th, 2020. We haven't set a time yet. We're going to do an event planner up here, and we'll put it on our page so that you can go in there and say, whether you want to attend and everything like that. And yeah, let's get it started. I wasn't going to be on here long. I just wanted to go through. I hope this wasn't too fast. And I'm going to look and see if I have any questions before I get off of here. It shouldn't, and Anthony, it shouldn't have anything to do with your driver's license, credit score, or anything like that. It's all illegal. It's all unconstitutional, and it all needs to be abolished. But we got to start somewhere, and we got to get it into the legislators' hands. So, I mean, this is a process, and yeah, we can stay online and keep doing what we're doing, but it's going to stay like this. It's time to get to the streets. They can ignore hundreds, they can ignore thousands, but they cannot ignore millions. And this child support system is detrimental to millions of people. And that's another thing you want to, even if you're not personally affected by the child support system, you'll be surprised how many people, their nephew is affected, their cousin, their brother, you know. And so the more people that you talk to, a lot of people don't want to talk about it because they feel embarrassed about it, or you know, it's just not something that you talk about in public. But the more people you talk about, somebody knows somebody that's going through some bullshit with child support that they don't deserve. I'm just going to put it like that. So spread the word. Get people talking about it that normally wouldn't say anything about it. We want people involved in this that normally wouldn't be involved. And this time with the COVID and with the stimulus money being stolen, and that's exactly what it was. It was stolen from non-custodial parents. People are now becoming unemployed more because of the layoffs and everything. So people are understanding not being able to make your bills and not having money to pay them, like non-custodial parents have been going through for decades, and nobody caring. So let them know, you know, stop. The time of non-custodial parents being treated as second-class citizens is over. Okay, guys, I want to thank you for tuning into this live. Thank you, Jonathan. Someone needs to create organized labor union for non-custodial parents. I'm going to leave that up to you, Carlos. I don't know about that. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to let everybody that knows how to do something, you guys do it, and I'm going to do this because this is all I know how to do. And I'm going to keep fighting until, I've told y'all, until there's no breath left in me. Okay, I'm going to tune out. Y'all make sure your notifications are turned on. Share this live so other people can see it later. We can get the numbers up. Let's do this. Let's protest. Okay? We have to, we're close to ending the barbaric, outdated, and unconstitutional child support system. So let's keep it going. Again, they can ignore hundreds, they can ignore thousands, but they cannot ignore millions. Oh, no, Alan, I don't. Hey, guys, I'm going to go, okay? Keep fighting.